I listen to a lot of earnings calls. It's not my entertainment, it's my education. I feel it's a privilege that I can gain access to the CFOs and the CEOs and the heads of investment within some of the best companies in the world. I just finished listening to Palantir's earnings call. And if you follow Palantir, you know that they had a very good fourth quarter. And as a result, their stock jumped about 30% in the last several days, and I understand why. I have listened in my years to many earnings call, hundreds, and I can, as I finished listening to Palantir's, I thought, where have I heard this before? Where have I heard such enthusiasm about the future of a company from all of its staff? And I thought, well, I think the first one where I really identified with was Elon Musk's call, probably back in 2020, that he was basically saying we can sell everyone we can make. We just can't make them fast enough. And then probably in 2022, NVIDIA's. They came to the same realization that, hey, we created this product that was basically for the gaming industry, and all of a sudden our TAM, our total addressable market, has exploded because of a need beyond gaming for what we make, a higher compute power essential, and the need of a GPU rather than a CPU. And I heard it in their voices that we've really got onto something. And then even this year, the second time I listened to the earnings call, I had listened to one in the, I guess, fourth quarter or sometime in 2023 of Symbotics. And I became aware of this new emerging company that had built the machinery to automate and eliminate people in distribution centers. And it was going to be done all by robotics and artificial intelligence, and I could sense in their voice that we can't build them fast enough. And then just last week, I listened to their most recent earnings call, and I heard the same thing, that we can't make them fast enough, and they're beating down our doors, and we're going to turn profitable. And so I kind of loaded up on it last week, and I'm already up 13%. And then today, Palantir. Now, I had backed off of Palantir. I had owned it. I bought it and I made some profit on it. But I realized when I listened to the earnings call, I guess it was about a year ago, that the reason their profits had grown is they changed their compensation package. They were paying their people, their engineers, with stock. And as a result, I think it was 75% of their salary they duplicated in stock. They literally gave them stock. And that was, in essence, diluting the stock of the stockholders. But when they reduced the compensation from 75% to 25%, that change brought a lot of profit to the bottom line, and their price went up. And I said, this is manipulation. I understand what this is, and so I don't like it because they didn't really openly say what they did, and so I backed off of it. Then I listened to today's call. I have a love-hate relationship with Alex. I think he's a cool guy. I think he's off the wall sometimes. But what I heard in his voice, and not only his, but the three other executives that were on the call, they're on to something. And they've created what they call a boot camp. And what it is they invite people that they want to, as Alex said, I invite people who I know have $1 million that they could spend with me if I could convince them. And I tell them to bring me 3 years of your data, and in 3 hours we'll analyze it and we'll tell you how we can help you. And it's kind of like a by invitation only. And everybody says, holy crap, we didn't know you could do that. And then he went in, that's the commercial end of it, and then he went into the government end of it, and how they are very active in both Israel and also in Ukraine. And as he said, this is not a we can make more money proposition. This is we can protect the sovereignty of our nation, and that the U.S. government is realizing and has even openly said, we're not going to in the future deal with multiple providers of software. We got to find one. We got to focus on that one. We got to get into bed with that one. And Alex gave me the impression he's the one they're going to get into bed with. So I looked at their history. I looked at what I learned in that call, and I said, I want to own Palantir, but I don't want to own it at $24 a share. So I did some analysis work of their movement of their stock relative to their earnings calls. And I see, I did some calculation. I see probably about a 22% pullback from their high of today, which was about $25 a share. So I'm looking to buy Palantir stock at $19.08. I usually keep my price that I want to buy stocks on my cheat sheet that is available to the platinum subscribers of Best of Us Investors. I have a group of about 32 stocks that I think are going to be the big winners in the AI revolution. And I do an analysis of past history through technical analysis, looking at the charts. I then do an analysis based on financials. And what I'm looking for is what are they projecting their earnings are going to be in the future, and how historically, how accurate are they with their projections? And based on that and the multiple relative to other companies in their same space, where do I think that price is going to be after the world wakes up and says we have a financial problem relative to commercial real estate, and an inverted yield curve, and interest rates coming down, which it's counterintuitive, but when Jerome lowers interest rates, what that's going to do is make money tight. Banks are going to be reluctant to lend money, and thus far, and therefore, stock prices, particularly on tech, will come down because the money just won't be available. So, and I've gone through this before. I can prove it through the subprime crisis, through the dot-com bubble, through the 1998 drop. It's historically provable, and I share that with my platinum members. So I looked at Palantir and said, okay, it's up about $25 a share. I want to own it. Where is it going to come down to historically when the world wakes up to our national debt? Maybe we get engaged with Xi Jinping. When the shit hits the fan, where is Palantir going to drop to? And I have come up with a price of $19.08. As I say, I do that for about 32 stocks that I believe are going to be my tickets to multi-million dollars as a result of this major change that we're going to have in our world sometime probably in 2024. The other thing that I do is I recognize I'm real high on semiconductors. I recognize that semiconductors are going through a slump right now, and that slump is because you and I are not as excited as we used to be about electric vehicles. We're not as excited as we used to be about buying a new computer, a new PC. Now, we will be forced to, as if we want to have our PC and our phone adaptable to artificial intelligence, we're going to have to upgrade. When that happens, the semiconductor world will once again explode. Because, again, you're going to need a new PC. You're going to need a new phone if you want AI on those devices. So the semiconductor will explode. But because of its current pullback, because you aren't buying PCs and you aren't buying new phones and you aren't buying EVs, some stocks have had already a 40% drop in their price. These are semiconductor stocks. So I've been buying them as well, and I've been sharing that. AEHR is one, and several others. They're just on sale, and they have fit the qualifications that I have of buy cheap stocks and sell expensive stocks. So that's why I don't own NVIDIA right now. And a lot of people laugh at me and say, you're saying you're going to be able to buy NVIDIA at $450 a share. Yeah, I am saying that. Why? Because NVIDIA has skyrocketed. It's just like I told you at 150 to buy super microcomputer, and some of you did, and you've made a buttload of money. But it's not worth what it's selling for today, because what it does is it assembles computers. Okay, it takes the 3,000 parts that come from all these and puts them in a box. And 8 of the parts are NVIDIA semiconductors. Well, somebody's going to make a better part. And somebody else is going to be able to put them in the box for a cheaper price. If you don't believe that's true, go look at the history of Intel. Go look at the history of Cisco. Go look at the company that I used to work for, a magnificent company called Polaroid. Find out where they're at. And if you like photography, tell me about Kodak. These things change. You just need to keep up with the change. And the best way to do that is to listen to their earnings call. Listen to the inflection of the voice. Listen to Alex Karp, just giddy about they finally discovered us. They finally believe what I've been telling them. Alex is giddy. Alex is a buy at $19.08. Come to my channel, or come to my website, Best of Us Investors, find our discount coupon, and come join our platinum group for half price. You'll find the coupon in the description and get access to my cheat sheet where I go through this same kind of analysis that I just gave you on Palantir on about 30 other stocks. I hope you see value in what I'm doing. I get a kick out of it. I love it. I want to help you, first of all, make some money. And then I'm going to start a new project I want to help people get a second chance. I was a financial advisor. I lost my daughter to cancer. I was miserable. I was hateful. I was mean. And then I discovered YouTube. And YouTube was my second chance. I want to give you a second chance. We'll talk more about that in the future.